Will the president be sending as many as 40,000 additional soldiers to that war-torn region?
Former Rear Admiral and current congressman and now candidate for U.S. Senate, the highest-ranking former military officer currently serving in the Congress, Representative Joe Sestak is here. Good morning to you.
Morning, Jen.
You have a long intro there, man. Good to have you here. On this Veterans Day, I heard yesterday from Robert Gibbs, a spokesperson for the White House, that the president seems like he's got 4 options on the table there. 4 options when it comes to Afghanistan. What would they be?
It's a sliding scale. Nothing. No more additional troops.
Right.
All the way up, actually, to 80,000.
Wow.
Probably 40,000 is what General McChrystal has his eye on, but there's also probably 1 or 2 or 20 and 30,000 from my discussions I understand.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think you'll see a measured increase in troops somewhere between 30 and 35,000. I say that, and I believe that I will be supportive of that if the objective is the safe haven of al-Qaeda in Pakistan. When I was on the ground in Afghanistan early in the war, head of the Navy's anti-terrorism unit, we had things going well. Then we got into Iraq, took our attention off. What should send the chill up our back is when the CIA said 2 years ago, Al-Qaeda has a safe haven from where they can plan against us in Pakistan.
In Pakistan, on the border of Afghanistan.
And then that's the issue here. For Afghanistan, the objective is no longer to do nation building. It's to leave behind conditions that are inhospitable once we redeploy, working with the Pakistanis to eradicate Al-Qaeda, that Al-Qaeda won't move there.
Well, it seems like Pakistan is trying to help now in
Yes.
that region, that northwest region of Pakistan. But, man, there's a bombing every day in retaliation for the government's help in that regard.
Absolutely, but that's a result for what you just said, Mike. Finally, Pakistan has turned away from India, which it looks at as its arch enemy, and said, I'm going under if I don't begin to have my forces do counter-terrorist, counterinsurgency against Al-Qaeda and the radical Taliban. Actually, in Afghanistan, there's only 20,000 Taliban. 70% are there for a wage. So we can neutralize the 6,000, but we need an exit strategy that's triggered if we aren't successful, because it can't be an open-ended commitment if we aren't doing it well. And our we need those metrics along with additional troops, if that's what the president decides.
Let's talk about what's happening here in this country. The awful massacre at Fort Hood last week, and now everyone's starting to point fingers a bit. The military, it seems, was watching this man, knew what he was capable of, it seems like. Why didn't they do something about him before he did this?
I don't know all the particulars yet, and we'll wait to the deliberate investigation. But 2 points. 1, I believe right now, if there was enough evidence, it's going to probably be, once again, an interagency issue. So the FBI had something, did it get to the Army? CIA did something. We have to fix the interagency issue. Number 2, it's unfortunate, but this tragedy has highlighted another tragedy.
Stress.
It's our military families. Only 1/3 of 1% of all Americans' families have been directly involved in that war in Afghanistan and Iraq. We sometimes forget those. And in the Navy, we used to have on our commissary bags a great slogan, Navy spouse, hardest job in the Navy. I hope out of this we understand that with 20% of our warriors coming home with post-traumatic stress disorder, the stress on the families, and second, they're coming home in a savage recession. PTSD, stress, they go to substance abuse. Soon, 1 of every 4 homeless is a vet, into crime. I'll go to Chester Prison today to visit vets. Incarcerated, 61% are substance dependent in our prisons today.